It is the best driving Chinese car I have ever driven.
Tile mode is not enabled here.
Exactly. Different driving feels. It's not the same car at all in terms of driving.
Thank you to our sponsors for today's video: Eaton, Ionna, InfyPower, and Nokian Tyres. InfyPower is the largest EV charger module provider with over 3 million power modules running reliably worldwide. Their latest G2 collection features ultra-high power density and efficiency for EV charging and energy storage integration. Ionna, North America's premier charging network. With unmatched commitment to elevating the customer experience, Ionna is opening America's roads to all EVs, giving drivers the coverage they need, the reliability they deserve, and the amenities they crave. This video is also brought to you by Eaton. Eaton is a one-stop shop for implementing reliable and innovative EV charging infrastructure at your site. Across all applications, Eaton's EV charging infrastructure, hardware and software gives you the scalability, flexibility, and intelligence you need to charge today and scale up tomorrow. Learn more at eaton.com/EVCI. And Nokian Tyres, a leader in safety and sustainability. The latest generations of Nokian Tyres products come with the electric fit emblem that certifies they're a seamless fit for electric vehicles. And most of those all-season and all-weather tires come from Nokian Tyres' award-winning factory in the United States. Learn more at nokiantyres.com/EV.
Hello and welcome to AutoSpec, and welcome to the YU7 and the SU7. So we first were able to get this one, thanks to Felix mostly. Me and Felix wanted to rent that funny car over there. Unfortunately, they just had the SU7 available and not the funny little car that we don't know what is right over there. So I think we might somehow be renting a SU7, which is awesome. Then again, Felix found another car, the YU7. Okay, so we just went into this car rental. Apparently it's a car rental and a tea house and a garage.
I just saw it on Apple Maps.
Insane. And here we are trying to rent this YU7 so that we can compare it to the SU7. That's a perfect comparison, I think. And both of them should be base models, which is very exciting, I think. I think most people on YouTube, most reviews have like the Max or even the Ultra, but we have the base models. I think that's cooler. And yeah, we have the SU7 and the YU7 here in China, and I can't really believe it. So it's absolutely insane that we have these two cars side by side. This one is a brand new car. It is completely new. There are many Chinese customers waiting for the car, and we have one in China right now. It is absolutely insane. In this video, we are going to compare them. We have driven both of them, and we have some impressions between the cars. Then we are going to go through some specifications, and then just walk around the car and show some of the differences between the SUV or crossover and the sedan from Xiaomi. So let's start with some driving impressions of the sedan. It is very sporty. It feels like a blend between a Model 3 and a Taycan, I would say, in terms of driving feel. It is not at the level of a Taycan, in my opinion, but the price point is so much lower. It is absolutely insane. This one starts at around 30,000 euros.
Under. This is really, if you don't have these wheels and stuff, it starts at 26 in euros, so probably $30K.
Okay, insane pricing on these cars. This one drives super well. It is the best driving Chinese car I have ever driven. It is also very competitive with other like German cars and stuff. And I feel like they really spent the time to engineer the driving position of the car and how it feels and everything. And it's so different than any other Chinese car. It drives like a sporty sedan, like it should. And I think this one is just the perfect choice for if you like driving. It is a driver's car, yes, for sure. Do you agree?
Fully agree. The difference from getting into the YU7 after driving the SU7 for a day, yeah, you're in this bulky, heavy, and none of that is like, as you said yourself, like you feel that it's not heavy. And these things matter so much. And we are driving this base pack that isn't that powerful, but you already feel fast because the handling is so well done, instant performance, just precisely what you need.
Totally agree. And it's important to note that both of these are base cars, but they are quite different. We will come to that when we talk about specifications. So this is a sporty sedan with like a great driving feeling. It is fun to drive. We had it in the curves. We had it on a curvy like highway. Super fun to drive. Great to place the car wherever you want. And I'm so impressed by the driving of this car. I did have some kind of sliding on the rear in some cases, but it's difficult to say if that's due to the pavement here in China, because we are on Michelin tires. And the traction control is something that I really want to test in the winter with this car, because that might be make it or break it for the European market actually, if it's not great. But we haven't had the ability to like push it to its limits here in China. We don't want to lose our licenses, but it drives great. So let's move over to driving impressions for the YU7, the SUV. It is heavier. It's around 400 kilograms heavier because it has a larger battery, which we will also talk about. But this one I just drove it for the first time and it felt great as well, but very different from this one. It is noticeable, you can notice the heft of the car when you drive around. But I still think it drives way better than a Model Y, even though a Model Y is lighter than this car. And that's again due to the battery, of course. It has this stance on the road that I really like. And I think many people that are looking for an SUV or crossover are looking for this type of driving feel, to be completely honest. But it's not disconnected from the road like many other Chinese vehicles. You still feel the road. It's still pretty sporty, and it has just a bunch of amazing features in the cockpit. How do you like this car, Felix?
Man, you can really notice that if you want comfortable, then this is where you go, because it has this smoothness about it from just getting in before you even push the brake pedal and you're instantly ready to go. It is the combination of the feel that everything you touch in the car is smooth, and then the behavior on the road. That is also what sets it apart from. I drive the Model Y all the time because my dad has one, not a Juniper, of course. And even though they made it more smooth with the Juniper, this is a whole extra
This is a whole other
smooth.
level. This is way more comfortable than a Model Y Juniper, and it still retains the sportiness. It's still pretty fun to drive, I imagine. I really want to take it into the curves and stuff. But yeah, this just feels great. It feels like it has the right suspension setup for the type of car it is. Like the first generation Model Y has the worst, it has a super fun sporty suspension, but nobody wants that in that type of crossover. This one is way better on like a road trip, like a Grand Tourer, and the charging is also better, of course. So yeah, different driving feels. It's not the same car at all in terms of driving, but still they feel great for the type of car it is. My choice would probably be this one. But then again, the updates to this car that we will come to are just insane, and the cockpit is better in this car, and continuous improvements and everything else about the YU7 is just so cool. So let's talk a little bit about specifications. So both of these are base models. Both have LFP batteries. Both have about the same power output. This one is 235 kilowatts in the rear. This one is 220 kilowatts in the rear. This one is much lighter. It feels much faster. I think this might be in some kind of safety mode for acceleration as well, so it's difficult to compare. But I don't think the extra power in the rear makes up for the heft of the car in terms of sportiness. Again, base models, but they are completely different when it comes to the battery. This one has a 75 kilowatt hour, around 75, right? Kilowatt hour LFP battery, but it's 400 volt architecture. And this is the only Xiaomi car with a 400 volt architecture, right? The base model YU7.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have an 800 volt, around 100 kilowatt hours LFP pack in this car with better charging and all the benefits of an 800 volt architecture. And why is that? Well, this is a newer car. They have decided to move their entire car lineup to 800 volts. So this one will probably come in 800 volt later down the road. Development happens so incredibly fast with this brand. It feels like they just released this car, and then we suddenly have the YU7 out of nowhere. And yeah, you can really notice the continuous improvements of the car.
Yeah.
330 kilowatt max charging on this one. Do you remember the max charging on this one?
Officially 360, I believe, on this one, but
360, okay, yeah.
We haven't seen the best performance
It's
yet.
difficult to find fast chargers.
We will hopefully plug them in later with very low state of charge.
To test, yeah.
We'll get back to the exact scores.
Yeah, for sure. But 800 volt with a larger battery should naturally give you a better charging performance.
It will outperform the SU7 always.
Yeah, of course. So, I think let's walk through the cars. Let's move to the rear and then just look at the trunk space, because that's what really sets these cars apart and maybe why someone would choose one over the other.
Yeah.
Because this is a sedan. And yeah, the button to open, it's kind of difficult to find. Oh, are you fine?
Yeah, luckily.
This is kind of difficult to find in the dark,
yeah.
right? On both cars.
On both cars.
Yeah. So here we have, I think this is like a third party. The Chinese people like to put this in the cars.
It feels very luxurious.
Yeah. And it has a ton of space. It's a large sedan, but it doesn't have like the practical hatch like you, for example, in a Tesla Model S.
Clearly.
So the Tesla Model S kind of has an advantage in terms of usability in a sedan form, if that's what you're looking for. Yeah. But you have a ton of space.
Yeah, it's
and
deep.
It's deep and very well optimized.
Yeah.
Tons of space down here.
Pure EV design.
Yeah, and a 12 volt outlet in the rear I can see, and a hook for grocery bags. And yeah, you have like everything you need. I think most people would be happy with this, unless you need the hatch opening. If you, for example, have a dog cage and stuff, this will be problematic with this car, of course. And actually just, let's move to this one. And here we have the button again, and it's, I would say, even more difficult to find on the
in the dark. I could not find it last night.
Yeah, exactly. And here we have a much more practical opening, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here we have a sub-trunk, tons of space again. There's something here. I
probably a subwoofer, yeah.
Yeah, probably the subwoofer, but just an amazing amount of space. And you also have the height here. It's much more usable. It's a little bit slanted like this, I would say. Most hatchbacks are probably a little bit more squared off on the roof, but the car looks so good that it's worth it. And you can have a dog. You can have a dog crate here, so it's fine.
Totally.
And you have extra like spaces everywhere. Both of these cars are, of course, obviously designed as EVs from the ground up. Yeah. So you have all this usable space. Electronic seat adjustments for like pulling down the seats. I won't do that now, but you have the buttons there. So same as the new Model Y. And you have a 12 volt outlet here as well. So that's the difference between the trunk space between the two cars. Let's actually move to the back seats. I think that's the natural next step. Okay, so let's look at the rear legroom of the SU7. And I'm 176, 5'9". I have adjusted the driver's seat to my driver's position, very low, pretty far back, I would say, for my height. And we still have space. Still a good amount of space in the rear here. Good amount of headspace. That's due to the glass roof, which is standard on this car, I believe, because this is the base model and we have the glass roof. It just it feels like there is plenty of space for like a sedan. It's not like super enormous, and you of course have the disadvantage of the height here with your legs, that you get a little angle on your legs. Very different from the YU7 that we will take a look at very, very soon. In general, for like amenities in the rear of the base model here, we have no screen in the rear. We have two USB-C ports, which I believe are pretty fast from just my experience. We have a manual vent control here, which is completely fine in my opinion. I actually prefer like a manual vent thing, and it feels amazing.
Yeah.
All the things you actually touch in this car.
That is so noticeable, how much attention to detail to all the touch points. Doesn't even matter if it's unlocking the door, just using the window.
Yeah, and even like...
And look at this color, like base model, beautiful purple doors. Like, what is going on here?
Soft touch and suede at like the same time. And you have this leather here, and the purple interior is truly like purple throughout. Even here.
Yeah. Yeah, no skimping. Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. And purple seatbelts, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely insane. Let's move over to the U7 with the back seats there.
Yes.
Okay, so let's sit in the U7. And I have adjusted the seat, the passenger seat in this case, to my preferred location. And here we have much more space, like in lengthwise, but the one thing I notice more is the angle of the knees. You have much more space, you have much more length there, so it's way more comfort in
legs
terms
are
of
resting completely.
Yeah, but that's only the beginning of the rear seats of the U7. You have so many adjustments. Can you do this while the door is open? Yeah, of course. Look how far I can recline the seat. Like this, in the base model. It's absolutely insane.
Practically a sleeper.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unmatched. Everything in the rear here feels like the SU7, just a tad bit nicer. Everything is just nicer. And you have more of this leather-like material here. It goes all the way down here. And all the touch points, like you have side vents here and vents under here. So you have like dual vents in the rear, and you have this screen and USB-C ports and the fridge, right?
Yeah. Base model fridge.
Base model fridge, of course. So I would say that's a considerable upgrade. And this shows that Xiaomi has they have decided to do this continuous improvements on the refresh. And
incremental, it's incredible.
It's incredible. It feels similar to Tesla, just on steroids.
Yeah.
They just do everything.
It's the Tesla approach, but then this car has massage seats in the base model. What's going on? It's
absolutely so cool to see this. So the backseat experience of the U7 is just next level. So nice. So let's take a look at the front seats of both cars. So can we do this? Yeah. This one flips around. Everything here is very, very cool. You can sit very low to the ground. Actually, I think I would like to sit even lower to the ground actually than this car offers, but it's pretty low, and I would say it's comparable to the Tesla Model 3 performance of the new generation, the newest one. So where you sit a little bit higher than the first generation of Tesla Model 3 performance. It's not the end of the world. I think most people will be happy with this sitting position in the sedan. I think it's very, very nice in that sense. But the cockpit in this car is what we are going to talk about. And the steering wheel looks amazing. It feels amazing. It has these amazing touch points for volume adjustments. The buttons themselves just feel amazing. You have the drive mode selector that just also feels great. It feels very Taycan-like, of course, but in a much cheaper package. Yeah. It's so cool.
The affordable Taycan.
And when I sit here, I can see the shape of the hood. It looks...
Yeah, that shape of the hood is amazing.
Yeah. It's
in both cars.
Just incredible what they are able to do for the price here. And the door cards here look great. They are so much better in the U7. They have updated the interior and everything. And it's so cool. Of course, you have lumbar support, you have electronic adjustable seats, of course, like you would expect. You have a dark headliner. Tesla, take note, your headliner is the ugliest headliner known. And you have this enormous mirror with
That seems to be a Chinese thing. Every car I'm opening this has enormous mirrors. Yeah,
it's enormous. And it's a little bit... Yeah, it's unusual. But it's nice. Of course. And you have a start-stop button. Do you have that in the U7? We can check later.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they actually moved away from the start-stop button. Doesn't matter because the start-stop button, the best start-stop button, is the brake pedal.
I've not touched it in any of the vehicles. Even if the U7 would have, I've not touched it in this one.
Yeah, we don't use the start-stop button. So I don't know why it's there. but it's there. The best start-stop button, in my opinion, is the brake pedal.
Yeah.
But you have manual adjustments for temperature and the fan speed, and you can also do this via the screen. But I think there has been feedback from customers regarding buttons. But I'm not entirely sure. You have the ability to buy these buttons that you can program, right?
True. Yeah.
Yep. So you can kind of customize that.
Slap them on the screen.
Yeah, with accessories from Xiaomi. And the same with this one. This is a Xiaomi accessory. So apparently you can connect it in some way and it will charge or something. But they have like a big store with like stuff you can buy for the car to customize the car, which I think is great. Gear selector feels amazing. You can go directly from drive to reverse without any issues. And you of course have park on the end. It's exactly like a Tesla again. And I think this is the correct way to do it, because I think Tesla is the best gear selector ever made in an electric car.
Yeah,
so
but actually Tesla is taking it out, which I fully disagree with.
You're totally right. Yes, because I drive the old generation Model Y now, so I didn't even think about that. But yes, the new Tesla has removed the best gear selector ever. And the problem with that is not necessarily like auto shift is, I like auto shift. I'm like a tech optimist and want everything. But you can't go directly between drive and reverse, so you can't do the smooth parking.
Exactly.
They're taking away features.
Yes.
It sucks.
And these stocks feel great, so taking them away, you shouldn't take things that are great away.
Exactly.
Keep them.
Keep them. Yeah, I totally agree.
Every time I do directional indication in this car, it makes me happy, because that's how good it feels.
Yeah, and it's super smooth.
I don't want that with my thumb and a wiggly button on the steering wheel. I don't want that button. These stocks are amazing.
Yeah. Totally agree. And the drivetrain itself in this SU7, it feels very similar to the YU7 in terms of calibration. One pedal driving is nice. It's more jerky in sport mode than a Tesla. In comfort mode, I think it's like similar to a standard Tesla, or well, it's easier to drive slowly in comfort mode. So there is a noticeable difference. In a Tesla, I don't care what drive mode I am in different situations, because I feel like I can do it smoothly. That might just be something that I need to learn over time, but it's still one of the best drivetrain calibrations that are available, and not a reason not to buy this car at all, that it's not exactly on Tesla level, but it's so close. It's better than any other Chinese car has ever gotten to, like the pinnacle of drivetrain, which I think is Tesla for the EV drivetrain at the moment. But yeah, it just feels like almost Tesla-like. It's so impressive. But then you have the solidity of a Taycan, I would say. You don't. The cars feel very solid. The door thunk in the YU7 is just wow. So this one it has the solidity of a Taycan, and probably the view out of the car is, it's actually a perfect hybrid, because you have this open feeling cockpit of a Tesla, but then at the same time you have like a cool driving position. You have this cool, you can see the hood in a way that's just cool and amazing. So the cockpit of the SU7 is fantastic in my opinion. I think it's great. Let's move to the YU7. So the door handles on the YU7 are super interesting. They are different than the SU7. SU7 has just a button behind here, similar to an ID4, maybe. This one goes in like this, and then you press a button on the rear here, and it opens. So very interesting. Let's jump inside the YU7 and take a look at the cockpit. First of all, this is a whole different world. It's very different than the SU7, and it's impressive how fast they have moved to this. There are so many small improvements everywhere, even in like the materials, the technology, the screens. Absolutely insane. Here you can see something similar to the iX3 screen. Very mysteriously similar to the iX3. I have sat in the iX3, and from what I remember on the car I sat in, this is a better solution. This is a better solution than the iX3. The OLED screens here look better, and the way the screen is curved, I think it's lower to the hood than the iX3. In the iX3 you lose like a few millimeters of like visibility, and it's annoying. In this one, I feel like you lose less visibility. When I sit in my driving position, the screen starts at the top of the steering wheel, and it goes to the top of the hood. It fills the empty space that's unused space in a normal car. So I think this solution for a screen is just phenomenal. Looks great, the colors look great, the refresh rate looks great, and when you change the drive modes, just changes everything.
Brutally cool.
And it actually shows you how many horsepower you have.
Which is super cool.
It's so cool. So you can go in sport mode, whatever you want with this selector here for like the drive modes. That feels just a tiny bit better than the SU7 actually.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is due to the interior, but these switches look very different, but they feel the same.
Yeah.
So they have the same Porsche click, that I like to call it, which is the best switchgear.
The benchmark. Yeah.
It's a benchmark for switchgear in the automotive industry. The stalks on the side are the same. The way you can go from drive to reverse feels the same. Very smooth. Like when you go from drive to reverse, you have this smooth slow down. There is no jerkiness, and it's so impressive.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could have been in a Tesla, and just amazing at the price point. So material-wise, it just feels like a step up in. Let's take a look here. Oh, so you have a smaller one here. They decided, okay, the enormous one is just a jump scare when you open this one. Okay, so you can choose here, and you can choose the color temperature.
Wow.
That's insane, actually.
I didn't even check this yet.
So this is an upgrade in my opinion, because the size is more. You don't want. I'm not sure if you want to see your
in the morning.
Yeah.
When you get behind the wheel.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wow. Oh, my zero gravity mode is enabled by accident.
What the?
I was leaning on a button here.
Okay, so now we know.
Entering zero gravity state. Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Okay, I will lie down filming you.
Okay, perfect. So the passenger seat has zero gravity mode.
I didn't
we
know.
know that
I didn't
now.
know.
Isn't that insane in a base car?
Yeah.
Okay, so what else do we have here? The steering wheel feels similar. Again, the buttons here feel different, but like the locations of everything and the stalks are just perfect. The stalks look very similar to a Taycan. I think that's the thing that looks the most similar to a Taycan in this car. But I wouldn't say like they have done their own stuff with like design details and even the headlights. Everyone compares it to like the Ferrari SUV. Yeah. I don't agree. It looks more like McLaren lights, I would say. Everyone says the Ferrari. I don't agree. It looks more like a McLaren. But then again, the U7 has its own design language for sure. You can see that. And the rear like light bar, it was so easy to follow you last night because it's different. No other car has this type of light bar that goes up like this. So it's super cool. So the cockpit here, just phenomenal. Yeah. I really want this like screen and everything in the SU7. I have no doubts that it'll make its way to the SU7. It has to. Yeah, I totally agree. So
when you sit down, it gives this feel of luxury that I'm not sure if I had it before. Because I never sat down in the iX3 yet.
No.
So I did not know it was happening when I sat down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so cool.
You're sort of, it's like alien spaceship level.
Exactly. It's unlike any other car I've sat in. So it's very strange to see two cars have this at the same time. Yeah. Now that the iX3 comes, but from my first impressions at the IAA, I think this is seems like a better solution. This seems a little bit clearer. It seems to have better quality. I think both are OLED screens, but I feel like there is less separation between the screens here. But that's just like from a quick impression.
And you can even change what you see there.
Yeah, so you can change everything, customize exactly how you want it, and you can have this little guy. We saw him at the IAA when I checked out the U7 there. So that's cool. That's where he is from. The mascot. And the emergency door releases, maybe you can show. They are very visible in this car compared to the SU7. I think they kind of prepare for new...
There's new legislation in China coming, so it's probably already following the new rules.
Yeah, exactly. And the software feels similar.
Yeah, but we're running newer software in the U7 than the SU7, even though we could have updated the SU7, but we were AC charging and it didn't tell us that it couldn't update while AC charging. So when we woke up, it didn't update.
Okay, so that's a minus point for Xiaomi actually.
Yes.
Because the Tesla can update while...
You should absolutely be able to update while AC charging. This is a natural in an EV.
Yeah, actually. Yeah. So the software is similar in both the cars and it's fast.
Yeah.
It's fast, it's nice, it works very, again, Tesla-like. I mentioned Tesla 10 million times, but I think the CEO of Xiaomi said that the Model Y is a great car, and that's
They
inspiration.
They learned a lot from Tesla. This is as simple as it is.
Yeah,
everybody knows this.
Exactly.
This is not hidden.
But you have all the features that you could expect in a Tesla. I would say, from like, you have preconditioning, obviously everything that you really want.
But for example, you can turn off the wireless charging pads and stuff like that.
Amazing!
It's so easy,
and they are cooled both. So that's the case in the new Model Y L as well. But yeah, they're cooled and it works, because I was wireless charging last night with my phone and it was cool, even though it charged from like 0 to 50%. So it was quite cool. So it works. In some cars, it doesn't work that well.
Exactly.
And the torque screw design.
Yeah.
We have to mention that because it's cool. I like it.
I love it.
And it's in both of the cars. It's a Xiaomi staple design feature. And yeah, just tons of storage like you would expect. Yeah, you have great room for your legs, but this one is, of course, some people don't like this type of storage because it's not as useful.
True. Yeah, I don't love it generally.
Yeah, it feels... You have a more cockpit feel when you have like this middle console here, but many cars just have the floor in an EV. So yeah, seats feel amazing. They are ventilated, right?
Yeah.
And massaging and heated.
Yes, but no ventilation and heating at the same time. No Zeeker.
No Seeker.
Special here.
Okay, great. that's so you have to buy the 9.
Kyle mode is not enabled here.
Exactly. So yeah, that's an interesting note. That seems like an easy software fix.
Yeah.
Actually. So in general, it feels just like a newer cockpit. It feels like they learned a lot, but it was still fantastic from the beginning. And I would be happy with the SU7 cockpit.
My goodness.
And the purple headliner here is just amazing. You have the glass roof, of course, and wow, I'm so impressed by this car.
Yeah.
Let's check out the frunks.
Yes.
I also want to mention that the seats in the U7 are way more comfortable than in the SU7. I actually am not a huge fan of the seats in the SU7 in terms of comfort. I think even the base, like Model 3 seats, are much better in that regard. Okay, so they are both proper EVs, so they should have a frunk, right? That's proper engineering of electric cars. But not just a Tesla frunk. We have on the U7 an automatic frunk, and it's enormous, tons of space. I was so impressed when I saw that this one was automatic.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see. Here you can see also the specs of the car: 235 kilowatts, Newton meters, and the RPM of the motor. For some reason, I feel like Chinese automakers like to show the RPM of the electric motor.
Yeah, they're proud of it.
Yeah. So that's the frunk of the U7. It's automatic up and down, so not just gas struts.
I had to close it and I didn't know it. I knew Xiaomi was too smart to not do this, but I have never seen it.
For the SU7, we have something I would describe as a Model 3 frunk. It's so similar. The way you push it down, everything, the way it doesn't like open like a clamshell, it's exactly similar here. 220 kilowatts, so a little bit less power, but the car is significantly lighter with a smaller 25 kilowatt hour smaller battery. So it feels faster, obviously.
Yeah.
And the motor only has 21,000 RPM, so this one spins faster. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Still tons of space, not super deep, but like more than most other automakers dare to put. Like the iX3 has just a tiny front compared to this one.
Yeah.
And again, it's just you put it down like this, and it's the same as a Model 3 when you just put it down like this. This one is again automatic, so that's the difference between the frunks. Large frunks on both. You would be happy with both types of solutions. That was the SU7 and the YU7. We have talked about driving impressions, that they are a little bit different. We have talked about the different materials and stuff that they have done inside. We have talked about the updates in the YU7 that we absolutely noticed the updates, but it was like a fantastic car from the beginning. So it's just, I understand why this one got 200,000 pre-orders in 10 minutes. It makes sense, especially at the price.
Nearly 300,000.
Wow, that's just insane to think about, the scale.
They're delivering over 5,000 a week.
The ramp in the factories must be the fastest ever.
I think so.
By any brand. Xiaomi is just killing it with production of these cars. Yeah, they just can't feed the demand at all. We have heard about like the people we stayed with. Some of them had like pre-orders weeks out for the YU7, and we just...
It's a year if you order now.
Insane. 1 year. So yeah, might take a while before these ones come to Europe, but they will most definitely come to Europe. And then it's very interesting to see what the other automakers will do when this happens, because in my experience, these are the best Chinese cars I've driven. It's some of the best cars I've driven. They're fun. They have the perfect amount of features that you would expect, but then a little bit more. You kind of like, you have the front display in this one, you have the large display in that one. That differentiates the cars from Teslas. Yeah. And it's just a tad bit more without having the insane pricing, because they are engineered to be easy to produce, and that makes them less complex, more reliable. Everything is great about this. So in general, we are both very, very impressed with both of these cars, and I don't think you can go wrong with any of them.
True.